Good. Okay. So can you hear me? I cannot hear you.
Then.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay. Can
Okay,
you hear
great.
me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I don't have my headphones in, but I can put them on. I wasn't able to connect.
They don't even work. I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Okay, great. So actually,
I don't
we
know how I would share a screen. Oh,
Pardon?
I don't know how I would share my screen. I have a couple slides. I can share them if you'd like.
We are live already. We are live already.
Oh, okay. Good.
So let me say hello, first of all,
Okay.
to the audience. Hello, everyone. This is welcome to Eat Like a Vegan Chef. And today we have a very special event. We have a guest speaker, as you all know. Stefanie Kreun is with us. She is a nutritionist, and she has so many more titles. She will explain it to you, and I think you're going to be in for a treat today because she's talking about stress and weight loss and a lot more things. I probably will learn a lot from this today. So without further ado, I will introduce Stefanie Kreun to you, and she will discuss the topic of weight loss and stress. Stefanie.
Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Chef Frank, for having me on this evening. I'm super, super excited to be here. I love the work that you do.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. I love the work you do. And really the reason why is because I can do some of the teaching, but we also need to have the tools of getting in the kitchen and actually making it happen.
Thank you.
That's why I love the way that you get in there and you show people, because a lot of times we get stuck. Like we can read a recipe, but to actually have someone like you to come alongside and show us how to do the work.
Thank you.
That's where it comes together. So it really is a team approach, right? I think that when we go on this journey of health, and whether it be recovery, whether it be prevention, whether it be that we just want to live our best life, whatever it might be, we have to have a team. We have to surround ourselves by like-minded people. And that's what this is all about. Like I can bring in a piece of education here, but it's really the work that you do standing alongside of people and getting in there and getting it done. So thank you for all you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my background and my journey and how I got here as a nutritionist. So I actually, funny enough, spent 15 years as a pharmaceutical rep, which doesn't seem to go with holistic nutrition at all. But I like to say that it really was such an opportunity for me to really deeply learn about the body, about digestion, about the conventional way that we treat people, and about being open to the possibility that something else can help our bodies other than medications, right? So I had that moment in time when I realized, sitting across from a gastroenterologist, when he said to me, Steph, if I was treating your mom and she was presenting with all of these symptoms, would you give your medication? And inside, I thought, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would dive into the diet. I would dive into the nutrition of what they're putting in their body every single day first.
Isn't it amazing? Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's when I learned, Frank, that I could not do that anymore. I could not. I was not comfortable in that space any longer. I wasn't living my true self and what I believed in. So 2010 brought a big layoff to the pharmaceutical sales industry. And I was working for Abbott Laboratories, and my territory was dissolved. And so I found myself home. And I really, it was such a blessing because I was able to really dive in and look into my life and say, well, what's next, Steph? What are you going to go do? And I really, gleaned in and leaned in on my nutrition degree. And I had already been in the wellness industry for many years and thought, well, let's go do this. So I went back to school and had some additional schooling more in the holistic nutrition.
Nice,
And the reason I chose that is because I knew I did not want to go the route of conventional. I did not want to work in a clinical setting. I did not want to be in a hospital. I really wanted to be doing, like Frank, like what you do, right? Is just really getting into the food and helping people realize the power of plants and the power that what we have inside of us is a healing power. We just need the right tools to come in and help that happen.
That's right. Yeah, I find it so amazing because my journey was because of my mom, and she got cancer, and I couldn't figure out why, and then she got Alzheimer's. It's just crazy. And you, from your point of view, and there are so many. When I used to work in a restaurant, I served these pharmaceutical reps all the time, and so I got to see them, how they work. It's basically, these are pills. They don't see the patients. They see they sell the pills, and that's it. The doctor is really who is under pressure to, describe those pills. And
absolutely.
So the whole system is strict like that.
Yeah, and also in addition, it's very managed, right? It's very much managed by your healthcare plan. So it's a business. Here's a business. And so I love this side of it because now we can come alongside of people and help them advocate for their own health.
Yeah. Good.
Really.
I love that. Fantastic.
And it comes with education. I always tell my clients that when you're educated, you have power. Right? Education is powerful. So now with the education that I have, I'm now at a grocery store and I'm making a choice. Because I have the education.
That is true. Absolutely.
And now it comes down to choice. Whereas sometimes, I was just talking to a client today, and she said, I had no idea. I had no idea there was sugar in my peanut butter, or I had no idea there was, let me teach you how to read that label, because that's not helping your health. But let's upgrade it. I love to talk about upgrades. Let's upgrade that. Let's take the education, upgrade, and make something different, and get you a product that actually it does good for your body, right? So now the education piece is there. So now the choice will be different.
Good. Excellent. I love that. This is a great topic of mine. And I love this. I just wanted to say to the audience, we also have a Q&A afterwards. You okay with this, Stefanie?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I know everyone is dying to probably ask a few questions here and there. So I would say we give Stefanie the word, and after that, we'll have some Q&A, and hopefully we all go home with good knowledge, and we'll go from there.
Okay, good. Okay. Do you want me to walk right into the topic?
It's up to you. I mean, you can continue where you just left off, or
well, let me kind of fill in the gaps a little bit about leaving the pharmaceutical industry, getting additional education, and really kind of what my journey has been like, and what I do now and today.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Yeah. So I have worked for multiple different practices. I do live in Arizona. I work for multiple different practices. The first practice was conventional medication, or conventional doctor's office. That was a really fun practice to be a part of, because it was really fun just to really help to educate even the practitioners. Mid-level, I had a cardiologist in the practice, internal medicine, family practice, to the idea that nutrition can do what it would do. And it was really cool to form the relationships with those practitioners that you could literally say, okay, can you give me 12 weeks? Give me 12 weeks with this person. And if we don't have any impact at all, then that medication, maybe it's appropriate, or that's a choice that the patient and the practitioner decides on. But what if after 12 weeks, it can really make such an impact? And we had blood work, right, to show that. The blood work was showing elevated A1C or elevated triglycerides, elevated cholesterol. Okay, let's take them for 12 weeks and let's change their diet and do the education, and then rerun the blood work and see what happens. And that was so much fun. I loved it. And then from there, kind of just outgrew that and moved over to another practice where at this practice, they focused on some physical therapy, some chiropractic work, and also stem cells. And so my role there was to educate our patients on inflammation, which is a very hot topic right now, and reducing inflammation in the body through the food that we're consuming, but also so that the stem cells would be able to help in the healing process that was happening in the body. Because if you have systemic inflammation, those stem cells want to wander and help the body. And then most currently, I'm working with naturopathic doctors and just coming alongside of their clients and working on lifestyle, as well as also serving clients in my own business. So that's kind of where I'm at today. And so I feel like I've been able to learn so much along my way. That has been, I'm grateful every day. I'm grateful every day for the people that I've been able to, have relationships with, people I've been able to meet, and really just the impact on individual health. It's been so fun.
It's a very rewarding job.
Very much. Very much, especially when you get the text messages and the emails that are, I've been free from a headache for 3 weeks. My migraines have subsided. My stomach pain is gone. My bloating has subsided, right?
That's fantastic.
I know. Those are the powers of food. My energy is better. My sleep is better. No matter what it is in your life that is causing you to feel stuck and not progressing and living your best life, I always say, let's dive in and let's see the food that you're eating. It could either be, we can either help or we could be hurting and staying stuck.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the whole pharmaceutical industry, or, the healthcare industry is really not helping us. When it comes to diabetes, we've been told you have to eat low carb and this and that, and continue to eat your meat, and you're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be fine for the next pill, the next stronger pill. So I think that's how the system is rigged. But I guess that's where the power of nutrition comes in.
And the power of people seeking out a different answer.
That's true.
Right? Again, going back to that, advocating for yourself, like, do I want to take a pill and let that be my life? Or is there another answer? And am I open to finding out the possibility of what that could do for me?
Yes. Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people get afraid, right? And so we're here to make it easy. That's what you do, right? I'm here to make this easy for you. And we want to just, I tell my clients all the time, I want it to be easy and I want it to flow. When we resist and we say, this is going to be hard, then guess what? It's going to be hard.
That's right.
We can say, you know what? I've got this. This is easy. Chef Frank is in the kitchen with me and we're dicing and we're chopping and it's going to be easy. Then that's the flow that we flow through our life.
That's right. Yeah. That's beautiful.
The words that we say.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah. So I was going to touch a little bit on stress for your audience. And I do have some slides, but I'm not sure how to show them. This is my first time using StreamYard. I can hit share screen and I will see what happens. Share screen.
You know what? I'm going to probably get off the screen so you have the entire screen.
Can you see this right now?
I cannot see anything right now. Let me see. Maybe I can fix it.
It went away.
No.
And I don't want to take up a lot of time if we can't figure it out. It's okay. It's a learning process. Chrome tab. Application.
No. I mean, if you...
I don't need it. Well, I'll just speak into it. I've done multiple talks before on stress and how it does influence the release of weight. And I know specifically for you, you're running a weight loss challenge. And so I think it's really important for your audience to be educated about stress, and that high levels of stress actually affect a hormone in our body called cortisol. So cortisol is a super important hormone. It's awesome, and we need it to survive. But what happens is that when it doesn't flow and go up and down, and it stays elevated and up, it actually blocks the opportunity for us to release weight. And a lot of women can definitely experience this. And probably because we juggle lots of things and we have a million things going on at one time. And when we stay at a high level of cortisol levels, that actually is found in the body in that belly waistline area. Yes. Okay. And high levels of cortisol will actually affect our digestion. And so when we hormonally are affecting our digestion, it's not giving us an opportunity to get into that parasympathetic state, which is that rest and digest state.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's when we're absorbing our best nutrients as well.
Right.
And so I think it's really important. I talk to my clients a lot. Always, always, always. One of my hot topics with them is, how are you responding to the stress you're having in your life?
Yeah.
What kind of tools are you using so that you can be very present to life, but also be able to work through the stress and the emotions that you're feeling so they don't reside inside of the body, they get stuck inside of the body, but so that you can have movement and flow.
Yeah.
What comes out of the body. So that's where movement is important, right? But also a lot of the tools that I work with my clients with is breath work. Okay.
Important, yeah.
Journaling.
Yes.
Having gratitude.
Yep.
Okay. Meditation. I love, there's a couple of meditation apps that I love to really I call it bookending the day. So I'm starting my day off with meditation, being very intentional and connected. And then my day happens. And then how am I ending it? I need to make sure that I'm processing what has all occurred today. And one of the best things to end your day with is the gratitude journal.
Nice.
So I ask my clients, give me 5 things. 5 things. 5 things that you are grateful for. Because when you are in a state of gratitude, stress doesn't live there.
That's great. I agree with this.
Yes.
I agree with this. Yeah.
We're too much in that positive vibration. We're too much like, yeah, that was good, and that was good, and that was good. And all of a sudden, that stress hormone comes down, and now we're living at that higher vibrational level of positivity and gratefulness. Negativity and stress is pushed to the side. And that is what you carry into your sleep. And so now you're carrying what your last thoughts are and what you carry into your sleep, right? And so now that's what's going to go into your subconscious thinking, not the stress and the I felt and the negativity that felt all day today.
Right.
But a lot of times, really, Frank, it's about being mindful of that.
Yeah.
I just talked to a gentleman today and I said, how are you responding to all of that you have going on in your life? He's like, I barrel through it. I just barrel through it. And I was like, whoa. Yep. Right? Because that will come back. You can only barrel through for so long.
Yeah, I can only agree with this. I mean, my wife goes home. When she goes to sleep, she shouldn't hear me now. But oh my goodness, I try to calm her down, but she's stressing and she's going with this stress to sleep. And so that's something what I meditate myself too, and I do meditate. I don't know if you know the 5 o'clock club by Robin Sharp.
No.
That's actually a whole movement. I don't want to take away from the topic, but it's all, you get up at 5 in the morning, you exercise for 20 minutes, you meditate for 20 minutes, and then you focus on the day, the rest of the 20 minutes. So 1 hour you dedicate for the entire day. And in the nights before you go to sleep, you meditate, as you said, and you focus on what happened, what you're grateful for, and what you want to see, in the future, what you want to see improved, and the things what you really love and what you want to increase. So when you take this, and just as you said, and so I usually sleep very well. It doesn't matter how much stress I have, but it's it's great. But I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's perfect. It's a perfect thing to give to a perfect tool to give to your audience too. And so what I hear you saying is, you said, I also, you set intentions for what you most desire in life too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's really important.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think without that, I didn't want to overwhelm my audience in the first week with all this stuff. But I found that you as the professional can talk about it and give everyone an idea of what we should be doing, and then we can elaborate on this further. But the first week is a little bit, we gotta slowly move into this and tell everyone who is on this weight loss journey or in this journey to envision where we're going to end.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole key of it, and I'm working towards it, but very, very slowly. And I love that you brought this up. This is so important. So important.
Yeah, I love what I heard you say. I am very big into visualizing, and some people, and I'm included, will say to me, I'm not a very good visualizer, and I get it. I really do. But what is even more important than the vision is how it feels.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
What would it feel like for you in 14 days to know that you successfully have lived plant-based,
right? That
you've shown up for yourself,
and
that you've gone through, because let's just be real, is some people are making a big transition. And I'm sure you're educating about this, but be prepared for some possibilities of detoxification happening too.
Right.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay? Absolutely. Your energy might come down before it goes up. You may have some moments in the bathroom that you're not really excited about. Let's be real. And you have to work through those things, right? Those are like little hurdles that come in your way. But if you allow them to take you off your path, then you're not going to succeed and get to that goal, right? So you have to keep your eyes on it, and you have to stay true to your commitment. That's what I love about challenges. That's what I love about groups, because you have a whole big group of like-minded people, and you have a coach, like whatever it might be. Like, who's here encouraging me? Because the group encourages. Everybody show up for one another.
Absolutely.
Show up for one another and let people know that, hey, listen, that might be one little hiccup, but it's glorious on the other side. So keep going, keep your eyes on the prize, right? Let's keep going and keep headed that way. And and so maybe the visualization of you might not be something that you can grasp. I'm just speaking to the people who sometimes can't see that, but can you feel it? Can you feel it? Like, I want you to feel that and feel really confident that you're going to get there.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yes. Stay confident. Write your goals down. That's another one too. Write it down. Claim your next 14 days.
Yes. That's what we actually did.
Oh, good.
But that's what we did in our challenge. One of the first topics, what everyone should have done was write down their goal. Because if you write something down, it will manifest faster than if you don't write, if you just say it. So, and it's for everyone to see, and then everyone was jumping on it and saying, hey, yes, I'm great. And so I must say the Facebook community what we have right now is absolutely awesome. Really, really awesome. Everyone is supporting each other.
It's so great. Beautiful. Well, if you think about it too, Frank, it's when you look back over the years, I know when I went back to school, we had to study specific diets, right? And what came up for me over and over is some of the diets that are most successful. They were the groups of people who got together.
Nice. Perfect.
Well, and why is that? Like, I can buy a bazillion books and will the diet work? Yeah, probably for a little short time. And why do people fail? Because they don't have support. They need a community. We all need community. And so we're not meant to be in isolation. You're not meant to do these things alone.
That's right.
And so it's creating that community, which is exactly what you've done. You create that community, and then people are successful together.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to stress all the time since the beginning that we are all in this together. I cannot achieve anything alone. Absolutely not. I can tell each one individually, you do this, but if we're not in a community, it works, but it works much better in a community.
Absolutely. We're made that way. We are just created that way to be in community.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Even if you're introverted, you can still show up and just read people's posts, and that might be just enough to keep you going.
Yeah, I'm introverted. I am completely. If I join other communities, I post something here and there, but I'm not there all the way up there.
You're the quiet one. Yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
But my passion is to help. So I'm out there to help. That's why I'm what I do. It's not like that I, want to be seen or so. I want to help. That's my passion.
Your heart. I understand that. I'm the same. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I really want to give some good nuggets for everybody to leave with.
Yeah.
In regards to stress. So I'm going to kind of circle back to that.
Okay.
So I gave some things that, giving gratitude, but here's the biggest thing. Acknowledge where you are today.
Good point. Yeah. Just
acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And then, that's what I say to my clients all the time. I want you just to notice.
Yeah.
Be a noticer. So when throughout the day you get off maybe a frustrating phone call or something, just notice it. Because when you notice, awareness happens. Right. And it's when we're not aware and when we don't notice that it gets stuffed.
That's the danger.
Inside the body, right?
I agree.
You might not have to do anything with it except notice it.
Yeah.
I'm noticing.
Yeah.
And then with that, in the moment of noticing is the breath. It's the breath. And I love the 4-count breath in through the nose, holding for 4 counts, and exhaling and letting it go. Nice. And if you do 4 sets of those, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 sets of 4, 4, 4, it takes about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And here's the fact. You deserve that 2 minutes. You are worthy of that 2 minutes. You deserve that 2 minutes, and your body will love you back for the 2 minutes that you just gave.
I love that.
Okay. So notice it first. Breathe through it second. Get movement through your day. Whatever it is, I tell my clients, what brings you joy? I don't want to force you to go to a cycling class or to a CrossFit class if your body is like, oh my gosh, this sucks the whole entire time. That's not joyful. And that you're not going to enjoy. Not only are you not going to enjoy it, but your body's probably not going to respond well to it either because it feels a little beaten up. Yeah. So maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's squats, it's walking lunges, something you can do at home. I don't know. Maybe it's yoga poses. There's so much online to support this now. But move your body and get it flowing. Get the flow. The gratitude journal, be grateful. Bookend your day. Meditation, gratefulness. End your day, meditation, gratefulness.
Nice.
Have the bookends.
Great points. Great points.
Set the intention for what you desire most. Know and believe that you are worthy. If you don't believe you are worthy, start telling yourself you are.
Yeah. I always said to my wife and to everyone else, if imagine that, if you think I am, I'm fat or I'm this or I'm that, just imagine someone else would say that to you. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. So I always say to everyone I see, please don't say this to yourself.
Yeah.
Just, say nice things about you. Even, you know what? I always tell everyone, you know what? If you have a goal and you want to be that person, just imagine you're going to be that person, then there. I am, for instance, I am 150 pounds and I'm sitting on my veranda overlooking the ocean, and, that makes you feel great.
Yeah, claim it.
That's it. And your body doesn't know that's not true, but it feels it. And therein lies the power.
Yes.
And I think you brought up a really great point there.
It's the power of the words, right? It's the power of your words. It's the same reason why you want to end your day in gratitude. It's the power of your words.
Yeah.
And actually speaking it and knowing that it's truth when you speak it, right? Like I know I've said to multiple clients that, you know, the things that you said about yourself just right now in this conversation, would you allow that to be said to your daughter, to your sister? No, you would show up and be like, that's not true. Say the same thing to yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And I like what you said, be kind to yourself. And I like what you said as well about writing it down and how powerful that is. I recommend, I love affirmations up on places.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I do believe that when you write it up somewhere, it is truth and it will come, it will happen. Yes. I don't know when, but believe that it will. Yeah. And so if it's, you know, I speak to a lot of women. And so a lot of times the underneath emotions is that I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. And knowing that they are. So write that on your mirror, brush your teeth to I am enough, brush your teeth to I am worthy, right? And see those words and let the power of those words become you. All of those things, Frank, help reduce our stress.
That's right.
When that cortisol level comes down and it can be in balance, we can also have a release of weight. And here's the other thing that happens when you have balanced cortisol, you also have good sleep. Now, it's really hard to lose weight if you're not sleeping. And that's a whole nother topic.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I should come back another day. But so we need to make sure we're sleeping too. Okay. So some of those things that help balance cortisol will also help with your sleep as well. But that's really what I talk to my clients about, is that it's not just nutrition, but let's look at the whole person. How can we influence that cortisol levels, your stress levels, your sleep? Are you having opportunities of social connection and are you getting together? What's the toxins like in your life? Are you using good personal care products? All of those things, they all matter in creating us to be our best self, which is what we want to be.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I see we have a ton of stuff here on our comments.
Oh, you do? I don't see anything.
Oh, you don't see them?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to share them.
No, it's okay. You could be their reader.
Yeah.
But I can take questions.
Yeah. Let me just go through it and see if everyone is saying hi and hello to Stefanie.
Oh, hi. I wish you. Oh, wait, here's the button over here. Comments. Ah.
Huh?
I saw it. I got it.
Your comment?
Yeah, I see comments. Yes, our mind is so powerful. I'm enough. Oh my goodness. I love you, ladies. Be mindful of what we think, because those thoughts. Yes.
Cool.
How fun is this? I've never StreamYard before. This is a new experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I like StreamYard. It's great.
Yeah, this is fun. Devonda, Valerie. Oh, this is great. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome. I had a question for you. What do you think about serotonin? What's it called?
Serotonin?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
To go to sleep. I mean, taking a pill.
Help you to take it.
Yeah.
That would come in the form of what? A 5-HTP, which is the precursor for serotonin, most likely. Is that how you take it?
No, I don't take it, but I just want to know.
Okay.
I know that a lot of my friends take it because they cannot sleep.
They take serotonin or melatonin?
Melatonin. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say serotonin's amazing.
I know.
Yeah, that's your happy juice. And by the way, serotonin is made in your digestive system, 90% of it. So if you're, for a lot of people with anxiety, high stress levels, I always go again to food, because when we heal the gut and we make that gut microbiome healthy, then the serotonin and the neurotransmitters can also be produced, and those neurotransmitters they pass through that gut-brain axis and help the brain to be their best self. So, okay. Melatonin. Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are reliant on melatonin. It is made in the body. You know what I do? I encourage people to get blood work done.
Okay.
And I like to see what their vitamin D levels are before ever doing a melatonin, because sometimes it's a deficiency in vitamin D that can also cause the melatonin not to be produced at its best levels, but also can interfere with sleep.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
B12 is another one. Most practitioners do not just run it, vitamin D and B12. You have to be very specific and ask.
Good.
But those are two really great vitamins to be tested in the body and make sure that they are not only within range, because vitamin D has a very big range. I like to see it pretty high up there, like around 70 or 80. Kind of cool story. I had a client at 13 years old and not sleeping well at all, having just a lot of fatigue. And her mom came to us looking to see if it was diet.
Yeah.
But she was actually, for a 13-year-old, like, she was crushing it because she really wanted to get better. She was doing a great job with her diet. Sent mom over to get vitamin D tested, 5. Ideally, we want to be at a level of like 70 or 80. Wow. Started supplementing with vitamin D, and she's good to go. So a lot of things, it's an easy fix like that.
Yeah. Nice. That's really that was a good point. But there's nothing negative about it to take melatonin.
So some people can have, no, it's not. Some people have a little bit of adversity to it where it'll actually have the reverse effect on them, and they'll actually get interrupted with sleep at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
But your body makes it itself. And so my question is, why is it not doing enough for you? So instead of giving sleep aids, I really like to look at what's going on in the body biochemistry wise. So what's the blood work say? And then I also like to look at what sleep routine is in place.
Yep.
Are they doing the meditation? Are they bringing their stress hormones down?
That's right.
Are they unplugging from screens an hour before bed?
Yep.
Because that blue light is telling our brain, hey, let's stay on. So is the brain staying on when the body actually wants to go to sleep? Those would be more of my questions I would want to dig into with people.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, so do you want to cover anything else, or should we start with Q&A?
Yeah, we can start with Q&A.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to comment. Put them in the comment box.
Let's see.
I see that Justin is asking, how does cortisol work on the body? How is it produced? I can put it up here.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Hey, Justin. It's produced in the adrenal glands, which adrenal glands are small but mighty, and they sit on top of the kidneys, and they actually release cortisol. Cortisol, it needs to follow the circadian rhythm. So it's elevated more in the morning. Cortisol is like your get up and go, like it's what gets you out of bed and gets you moving in the morning. Yeah. And it starts to come down as the evening moves on. And ideally it comes down and it allows your body to rest and sleep. Nice. A lot of times when people are waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they can't pop back to sleep, and their brain is on. Like I have one client that says, I literally could go for a run at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yeah, no tiger hunting at 3 a.m. We don't need to do that. Nope. No reason to go out and do that. That's elevated cortisol. So lots of things that we can put in place, like I've been talking about, to help the cortisol levels come down. Cortisol is like if you guys work out and you're in the gym and you're like, that's more adrenaline, but cortisol also helps us to get in the gym and have the endurance to get through workouts. And then also adrenaline, obviously too, for the last rep that comes in. But that's where cortisol comes from your adrenal glands. So a lot of times you just want to support adrenals. Sweet potatoes are a really great support for adrenal glands. I will make sure that people have a little bit more resistant starch in their nighttime, in their dinner at night, and maybe even need to have a little bit of snack before bed. That's more on the resistant starch level to help the healing and help keep the cortisol levels low. I like to definitely do diet stuff, nutritional add-ins at specific times to help support the cortisol levels.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, good question. SBS. I see Brooke. I do have a question. I have SBS. I think Lamodal, isn't that for loose stools, possibly? Don't know what SBS is. Yeah, stress chemical. You got it, Justin. You're welcome.
Yep.
So is SBS maybe IBS? Possibly digestion. So I'm not sure, Brooke, if you want to chime back in. What causes ankle swelling? That could be, it could be multiple things. I would definitely get with your practitioner and your doctor to have that checked out. It could be elevated blood pressure. And so I would definitely want to get out processed foods ASAP. I'd want to increase nutrient-dense plants, increase fiber, and possibly look at, your electrolytes. Maybe they're out of balance. So we'd want to look at making sure that the sodium that you're bringing into your diet comes from you putting it in your diet from sea salt, still keeping that low, making sure that it's not coming from the food industry that's packing full of iodinized sodium.
Table salt.
Table salt, yes. So that could be, I would have more questions about that, but I would definitely want to see. So this is what I do with all of my clients. I want to see their diet journal. I want to dig down and see what's going on. And then I can make more suggestions and changes. The other thing too is making sure that you're having lemon in your water or on your food throughout the day. That's definitely adrenal supportive as well. And then my question about ankle swelling is, does it progress throughout the day? Is it worse at night? So I'd want to definitely look into diet for that as well, that there could be something else circulatory that might be going on. And that's why I would say you want to check with your practitioner. But if it was me as a nutritionist, I definitely want to see your diet journal. Is there more than one type of vitamin D? I see from Joan here. Yeah, there's D2 and D3. D2 has to be converted into D3. So I always recommend D3. And you can buy that over the counter for supplementation. The best way to get vitamin D is get out in the sunshine. And the best way to get it is get it early in the morning when that rising sun is coming up. Now here in Arizona, that's easy because we have sunshine all day. But you know what's amazing is that it's like an epidemic though, that low vitamin D levels. It's absolutely amazing. And even here in Arizona, we're like Valley of the Sun, right? All the time we have sun shining. The fact is a lot of us are inside. We're inside. That's what we're doing. We're working indoors. And if we're outside, we're fearful of the sun causing, harming our skin. So we're protecting it. So I even see low vitamin D levels a ton, even here in Arizona. And then the getting enough from our food isn't always possible, really. And so it's definitely getting those vitamin D levels checked and making sure that you're getting a well-sourced supplement. That's always important too. A lot of times what's available like at Walmart and Target, look at the ingredients. Please do me a favor and look at the ingredients, because when people look at the label, right under the label is the ingredients. You need to know there's a lot of fillers and preservatives inside of those supplements, and they're inflammatory. Your body does not recognize those products. They don't need to be there. When you buy nutraceutical practitioner grade, I call them nutraceutical, right? Because it's a high grade nutritional product. When you're spending a little bit of extra money and you're getting a good product, listen, it's going in your body. You need to do that. You need to do that.
I agree. Good point. Yeah,
good questions.
Okay, what else we have?
Karen says, what foods promote kidney health? Kidney beans. It's amazing that I think it's so cool how there's foods that actually complement the organs that are in our body. So plant-based is incredible for kidney health. Lentils and beans, those are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Lower your animal products are going to be more challenging for the kidneys.
It's going to be challenging in
the kidneys to process and metabolize, yeah, for excretion. Mm-hmm.
You mean animal foods?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I taught the transition.
You taught the transition?
I thought you were talking about the transition from meat to plants.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
That's easy for on the kidneys,
yes.
right?
Easy on the kidneys. Plants are easy on the kidneys. Yes.
Oh yeah. I always heard that the liver and the kidneys they love Popeye or they love spinach. Mm-hmm. They love this because it's so healthy for you.
So much so, yeah, and great source of iron. Yes. Yeah. Folate. Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question because many people ask that if we don't eat animal products, we are iron deficient. But as far as I know, the iron from plants are much easier absorbed than from animals. Can you confirm that? Or?
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's what I say too, Frank, is that everyone's really their biochemistry is a little bit different.
Yeah,
and so I always do plants first when it comes to iron. Absolutely. Yeah. So high in spinach, beans, and lentils are great sources of iron for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I really do feel like once we can get the processed foods out, once you get on that whole food, nutrient dense, plant-based, eating that, then it's important for you to take a look. There are some people that, maybe once a week maybe their biochemistry says, yeah, I do need to have a little bit of an animal protein. I don't know. I think that's a conversation that you have with people. And I also believe that once the body makes a shift and goes through this detoxification of off the bread that's out in the world that sometimes we consume, there comes this a beautiful awareness and you connect to yourself. And when you really, truly listen, like I'm saying right here, Davida says, my doctor said not to eat any carbohydrates at dinner, including sweet potatoes, but I did have a sweet potato for dinner tonight and I don't agree with what he says. Awareness.
Thank you.
That is awareness. So you intuitively know what your body wants. Right. And so I think you really, really need to connect to that. And it's easier to connect when our body has released some of the toxins that are stored up inside of there. And plant-based allows that to happen.
Yeah, it will happen automatically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I just love the topic of plant-based. I have seen so many transformations and it just happens automatically. You don't have to do anything to it. You just start to eat plant-based, healthy, nutrient, nutrient packed foods.
Dense, yes.
Yes, dense, right. Mm-hmm. And low calorie, all the vegetables are low calorie, basically, except avocados and all the fatty nuts and stuff like this. But everything, that's why I always said, everyone was asking me yesterday, I had a batch cooking yesterday, and everyone was asking, hey, your portions are so big, you gotta eat, you don't have animal products, right? So,
okay. But you're so satiated because of the high fiber.
Right. I mean, to me, the portions I showed, they were tiny. So I eat a good amount of vegetables, all mixed. And so, okay.
I'm reading some of the questions here.
Yeah, they're getting longer.
I know. Okay, so Brooke, I do have one client. I work with the doctors with her, and she has had a lot of great success with diet and with the work that they do, which is specifically homeopathy, and getting down in some really great healing. So I can't speak to it, Brooke, on nutrition alone. I've only had experience with SBS, which I didn't realize that's what I was talking about. Now it's coming to me. We do have one current client right now. I don't have experience with just nutrition alone, so I don't have an answer for you. But I can tell you a healing journey that a specific patient has been on, but it's not just through nutrition. It's also been some naturopathic work. Serotonin and melatonin created in the gut. No, melatonin is in the, coming to me, pineal gland, I think, is where it's at. And yes, for serotonin in the gut, though. What foods are good for lowering cholesterol? Plants. All plants. So great. So specifically for cholesterol, omega-3, right? So we want to focus on, when you are looking at lowering cholesterol, lowering triglycerides, it's getting rid of sugar. Processed sugar definitely contributes to elevated cholesterol and triglycerides. But it's going into those high omega-3 foods. So what are they? Chia seeds, hemp seeds, raw walnuts, pepitas, raw pumpkin seeds, raw sunflower seeds, always raw. So y'all know this already. I'm sure Chef Frank is educating you on this, but if you're not in control over the roasting if you like buying a roasted almond or seed at the store, it increases, it changes actually the chemical makeup of the fat. And when that happens, it can actually become more of a hydrogenated fat, a hydrogenated oil, and that's pro-inflammatory. So it increases inflammation in the body. So always, you want to buy raw. And if you like it roasted, then I want you to do the roasting at home. Or if you have a dehydrator, dehydrating can be really good too. But when you roast, you want to roast on a very low temperature, around 150, 200 degrees. And it's when it goes higher than that, that's when it changes the chemical structure of the actual fat. So having a plant-heavy diet and being really strong in those omega-3s is the best for helping to lower cholesterol.
That was great. Excellent.
Good.
Good point.
Good. Oh, Pamela, you're speaking my language. That was the drug that I sold for 15 years. Wondering if foods will help. Yeah, I'm not allergic to any food, so I can't figure it out. I would love to have a conversation with you on the side, actually, because I have questions that I don't know if the whole audience, we go into this. There is really great success with helping with reflux, especially if it's not an actual anatomical issue, which is the sphincter muscle opening and closing inappropriately. That could be happening. But really great changes that we can do with changing the gut microbiome. Right. So the microbiome of the gut, it's a colony. It's a colony of bacteria. You have good bacteria. You have not good bacteria. I don't like the word bad, so I'm going to say not good. And so really, we want to increase that good gut flora, which is going to help the not so good gut flora die off and go away. When we have that good gut flora, that's when it's like a garden that is like, whoo, everything's blooming and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And then that's when healing happens. And so I want to look a little bit, I'd have more questions. You have bloating, you have stress, definitely working on the mindfulness, working on stress with you. That's good that you're not allergic to any food. I will tell you that inflammatory foods, and I'm sure you all know this, is going to be your dairy. It's going to be most likely the gluten, right? And that's mostly because it's not today. It's just not a wheat product that it used to be because of the chemicals and the herbicides and the glyphosate that's sprayed on it. So unfortunately, that actually damages our microbiome. So that's why when we make a shift over to plant-based and we actually, omit and exclude some of those foods for a certain amount of time, we can have some healing that happens. And when that happens, you can make a decision if you want to bring that food back in. And if your body doesn't respond to it, then no, thank you. Your body will talk to you and tell you. And so that's what I like to do with my clients for sure, to get down a little bit deeper into what's happening in that gut.
Nice. That was great.
Yeah. How do you clean your lymph system? You go for walks. You can go get a lymphatic massage. You can jump on a trampoline. Rebounding is really great and healthy for the lymph system. There's also, like those massage guns that you can use, and you can take that down your fasciae tissue, anything to get the movement flowing. Yoga is great for lymph. Hot saunas is great for lymph. Anything that is movement, right? Any kind of movement is super fantastic for lymph. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What else do we have? D3 supplements are animal derived. The vegan source is called. Okay. I actually don't know about that.
Which one?
Justin says that most D3 supplements are animal derived.
No, but I get all my vitamins vegan vitamins.
Yeah.
They have them from algae and all kind of products.
Okay. Is it necessary to do a detox thank you, David, for clarifying and giving that information. Devonda says, is it necessary to do a detox when you're on a plant-based diet? Not necessarily. Frank, what do you, the only thing that I would say that you might want to consider is removing grains for a certain amount of time, because sometimes grains can be causing some inflammation, and you can find out if that in itself can be a little bit of a detox. But for the most part, if you're doing plant-based, no.
What we do right now is where we focus on is we have our 5 food groups, more or less, okay. what we take out, which is sugar, alcohol, fat, processed foods, and animal foods.
Yes.
So those 5 groups are completely eliminated for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, that's a detox.
So, yeah. But we also, in order to increase the weight loss, I also recommended not to eat too much fatty foods like avocados, nuts, and so, and then we will re-implement it again after the 2 weeks. But right now, that's what we do right now.
Okay, that's awesome. So awesome. Yeah, it's a great place to live in.
Good.
Yeah,
okay.
It really is. Yeah.
Let's see what
else we have. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah. You can click on the question and they pop up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Then it's easier for everyone to read. Because I think when you move the screen, it moves on my side. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. So what I'm seeing here, and I think someone told me that you have to soak chia seeds before eating, but then they swell up. Is it okay to eat them without soaking and still get the benefits? I actually always soak my chia seeds as well, because they absorb the liquid, and then I think that they're digested better. Mm-hmm. I think they're digested better in the system. So my favorite and my go-to is chia seed pudding. Yeah. It's my go-to. I love it. I eat it every day. I make little mason jars and put them in my fridge. And so I'm sure that you're educating them. I do too.
Yeah. Actually, again, I told him for the next 2 weeks, yes, they can have it, but not too much.
Okay.
Because I told him, actually, you can have the pudding after the 2 weeks, but not the first 2 weeks, because there's a lot of fat in there. And if we want to achieve the weight loss, we want to make sure that we are successful with the weight loss. Obviously, the weight loss will happen over a long period of time, not only 2 weeks. So
this is kind of a quick start that you're doing, right? Like, yeah.
And it's like a detox, more or less. It's more like we are detoxing more or less into a plant-based diet. And once we all feel well, that's when we can implement all these nuts and seeds and stuff slowly into. that's how I
got it. Yeah.
thought it.
That's awesome. You're all going to have amazing results and you're going to feel awesome. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you bring chia seeds back in, enjoy.
Yep.
So fun. I love them. It's like my little treat.
It is. Yeah.
It's so yummy. So soaking the chia seeds, I recommend. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. And roasted nuts, how long should I roast them? It's dependent upon your temperature of your oven on where you're doing it. I also like to dehydrate them too. There's also really great research to show that even soaking is a good thing, and then dehydrating. It goes with your biochemistry. I took a raw foods class, an 8-week raw food where we cooked raw, prepared raw the entire time. That was really super fun. So we did a lot with nuts and seeds in that class. But if you're going to go like 170, right around 150, 170 is your temperature, you'd want to go for about an hour.
Okay.
It also depends on the type of nut that you're roasting.
I think an Instant Pot is good too for dehydrating.
Oh, yeah. Learn about that. I've never used that before.
Yes. Actually, I bought an Instapot, the new, and it's fantastic. You can dehydrate anything in there.
I did not know. I use my Instapot almost daily. It's like the item that needs to be in everyone's kitchen, but I've never dehydrated. So I love to learn that.
But then again, I told everyone during the first 2 weeks, stay away from dehydrated fruits because I mentioned them. Just in case, just imagine you eat like 8 plums. You have 8 plums, you put them in a glass, and the glass is full with plums. Yes. So just imagine you eat dried plums. You can eat 5 or 8 dried plums in 2 minutes, and then some. You would never eat like 8 or 10 fresh plums. So you see, there's a difference. It's water filled. It's better for you than it is dehydrated. Unless you really can control yourself and say, okay, I have 1 or 2, that's okay. That's I thought that was very important.
I think that's great. Yeah. Okay. Seeing here, where are we at? See what foods are best. That would be my house. Welcome to my house, everybody.
That's okay.
I have 3 boys.
Wow.
And they don't always get along. Okay, let's be real. What foods are best for lowering inflammation? Did I already answer that? It's going to be your omega-3 foods and plant-based. I see it all the time. And you all know, like, inflammatory markers, like you want to get those run from your doctor too. C-reactive protein is a great one to run, as well as homocysteine levels, and then all of the inflammation for autoimmune too. But I've actually seen really great things just happen from changing the diet with C-reactive protein and homocysteine levels. Really awesome. So that's going to be pulling out inflammatory foods, like I said, which is what you're doing. It's a processed food. It's the oils, seed oils, especially sugar, alcohol, gluten, dairy, and then staying true to the plant-based foods. That's when you're going to get a lowering of that inflammation. Great. Super good. Yes. Great question. Great audience. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they are absolutely amazing.
I love it. I don't want to touch this because I don't want to.
Okay, yeah, I'm afraid too. I don't know.
So we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Sprinkle black seed on everything I cook.
Okay, we had this, Stefanie. SBS, yeah, I think you had answered. Nutritional alternative to take in Lomotil. You had, right?
Yes.
Let's see what else we have. Are there certain foods that can help reduce cortisol? Do we have this?
I don't think so. So when it comes to cortisol, I definitely, certain foods. Okay. I definitely always pull in a really great carbohydrate at night. And I pair that actually with a protein source or a fat source. So for example, and I don't know how much of that you're having necessarily, Frank, but I'll do, like pepitas or hemp seeds, along hemp seeds sprinkled on like a sweet potato or something for dinner with black beans as well.
Yep.
Something like that is what I like dinner to look like when we're working on lowering those cortisol levels.
Okay. Right now we have salads. I have the heavy meal for lunch.
Okay.
And then I have a salad with, a nice salad with toppings, whatever toppings you like, beans, any kind of vegetables, but small amount of starches in order to lose that weight.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. We had this here.
And you explain vegan and plant-based. Oh, okay. Missed part of the presentation. My mom will be 91 and she lives in another state. Sometimes I reserve time just for our telephone time, and tonight was her. Oh, all right. Well, Betty, thanks for jumping back in. That's so important that you have your time with your mom.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very important. Yeah.
Okay. So Devonda just bought an Instant Pot today. Congratulations.
Great.
You are going to love it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's easy to figure out. I know it can look overwhelming, but keep it simple. I think there's a ton. I have no idea how to run on mine, and I've had it for 4 or 5 years. I keep it simple. A particular brand or size, I bought the actual Instapot. I don't know, Frank, how, and then size, I don't know. I have a family of 5, so I forget the need for a large one. Single person, though, if you're batch cooking, wouldn't you say you'd want to go maybe more a little bit like a medium size?
Yeah. I don't know which one I have. I don't even know if there's different sizes. I thought they were all the same. But mine is pretty big, so I can cook, I think 4 quarts in there. So quite a bit.
Yeah, that's great.
I love it. Like yesterday we did batch cooking, and when I do this on a weekend, I do let's say my chili in the Instant Pot, saute everything, put all the ingredients in there, and then put a lid on it, 10 minutes, forget about it. And then meanwhile, I cook everything else. And it's so great. You just forget about it, and that's done.
I know. I had client calls all day today. I like 7 hours straight. And I would, in between, if one got a little bit early, I'd run out to my Instapot. Yeah. I threw in pinto beans, my water, and run back, and then I ran back out because I made a soup for dinner, and so I just made it all in the Instapot. It's so easy.
It is.
So easy. So Jacqueline says, can you explain vegan and plant-based, and are they the same? Do you want to answer, Frank?
Okay. When I say, I get this question all the time too. So vegan and plant-based. Vegan obviously is plant-based, but it doesn't have to be healthy. So you can still have processed vegan foods. So for instance, if you eat your tofu and your vegan chicken, your vegan cheese, then you're not doing yourself a favor. You basically you're eating the exact same way as if you would eat animal foods. You will keep, or you will increase your high blood pressure because of those foods. I have a ton of people I know who pride themselves vegans, and they're not healthy. They're actually overweight, and then they come to me and say, how can I lose weight? Yeah, okay, just let go of those processed foods and just think about the word whole. That's it. Just whole. That's the answer to all our questions.
I know, when you think about it, like Fritos are vegan.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But not plant-based. So that's a really, really great question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, Debbie, go get yourself an Instant Pot.
Okay.
George, you deserve it.
What have we got here? Okay.
I might be way further along. I might have skipped some, and I'm sorry.
You're putting, we had already particular brand squeeze in what we had. Okay, I think we are all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Did we miss anyone? If you have a quick question, just bring it up. Otherwise, I know Stefanie is probably You have a family to feed.
They're noshing on the soup out there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they were yelling. They're hungry. I don't know.
Of course, yeah. You cannot blame them.
I have 2 boys that just got home from football practice, so they're like,
oh, you gotta feed them, yeah. You gotta feed them. Okay.
It's good. They're all set. Yeah. Well, really great questions. And I also want to say there's a couple of comments in here that I learned from. So thank you all for just encouraging one another and supporting one another in your responses. That's great. And I always tell my clients, listen, I hold space for you, but I learn more from my clients than what they learn from me. Like, you know, and talking about in the beginning of the different places that I've worked, it's always because we're always in learning, right? We're always learning. And so any situation that we're ever in, I love to walk away and go, even if it's a bad one, well, what did I learn from that? What did I learn from that? What did I learn from that? So this is actually my first time doing an interview on Facebook and on StreamYard. So I'll walk away going, what did I learn from that? So definitely, I want you always to, if any advice I can give to your audience too, Chef Frank, is just always stay curious, you guys. Stay curious as to the possibilities of what can happen if I say yes to this, and I say yes to this, and I say yes to this. So you guys are just a really great community that you have attracted, Frank. And so that's awesome. And I just am honored to be here tonight and be a part of it.
Thank you. I'm honored to have you here. I mean, it was so much fun. I learned a lot, and I'm sure that our audience learned a lot. So I'm really grateful for this. Thank you so much.
Me too. Me too. So go ahead.
Yeah. Before, I think we don't have any more questions. Yeah. So, okay. Before I forget, how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah. So I too have a Facebook page, and it's more of my business page, which also I believe has my phone number on it, and my website too. So Stefanie Kreun, that's who I am, Stefanie Kreun. And if anybody wanted to have a conversation on the side about yourself and what you're going through, I'm happy to do that. And we can reach out. It could be Messenger, or like I said, my number's on there. You can text. I was just going on here. Black seed oil, Joan said again. So I'm guessing that's as a supplement, correct? Joan, are you using that as a supplement? And, you know, I think, oh, yay, go Debbie, go jump on your trampoline. So that would be my question if you, Joan, if you're using it as a supplement. So I think that it depends, you know, on what you're using it for. Just make sure it's really super high quality. I always say non-GMO. You want to make sure it's organic. It's coming from a seed. It's an oil. It's not in a Whole Foods form. But that doesn't mean it's not worthy of you having it in your diet. It just means just make sure it's as pure as it can be. And what are you using it for would be my question. And is it giving you any benefits would be another one, right? And so when you're on a supplement, I typically say, you know, give it time. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's a nutraceutical. And so you want to give it time to do what it needs to do in the body. Two people had asked about it earlier. Thank you, Joan. And so you just want to make sure that, you know, anytime you're supplementing with anything, supplement is exactly what it is. It's a supplement. So it's supplementing something that your diet doesn't have, or that you're deficient in, that you need to, you know, provide help in. That's why I like blood work a lot. And you can even, blood work nowadays, you can even get a little bit lower into it, deeper into it, because they're now even doing micronutrient testing. So, you know, I'm sure Frank has told you, you're working on your macronutrients, right? You're bringing macros in right now. That's our food. But micronutrients are the vitamins and nutrients that the actual food has. So if your body is deficient in something, then that's when I say, let's go to the food that can fulfill the deficiency. And if it's not, then, or it's so low that you need to bring in a supplement, then that's when you bring a supplement in for.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for everyone who's listening right now, and for everyone who is in the who signed up for the membership, if you go to my the bigger course, the 8-week transition course, that's why I have all these transition nutrition courses in there, which I taped. That's where you get all this information from. That's why I haven't touched base too much on the macro and micronutrients, because I don't want to overwhelm you. I know I have already given you a lot of stuff.
Yes,
you know, we only can absorb so much. So we go baby steps, and you know, as we go, we increase, you know, the knowledge of nutrition and you know, all these things, because it doesn't make sense if I overload you with information and then you're gonna tell me, no, that's way too much. So that's why you can look at your own pace. You can look at the other course, go through it, and do it at your leisure, and you have an idea. It's basically similar to what Stefanie was talking about, but Stefanie is, of course, she's the pro.
Well, I want to actually comment on that, what you're doing, Frank. That is so valuable, and I so appreciate you for doing that for your community, because when I am transitioning people, and we're pulling out so many foods, just the fact that you're transitioning your diet is a stressor on the body.
Yeah.
Not a bad stressor. It's a good stressor, but it's stress. And so if we give you too much, the brain becomes overwhelmed and will tap out.
Yeah.
And then that's just a place for failure, right? And so we want you to succeed in this. And because we want you to succeed, we're going to give you just enough to get there.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. Just enough. And then there's more on the other side, but right now we're giving you just enough. Yeah. That's a really good thing. Really good point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Good. Okay. So
connect with all of you. Come over and visit me.
Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. Really, really appreciate it. And
about food.
Hopefully we can see you another time again.
That'd be great.
Again, this is one of the many events we're going to have here at Eat Like a Vegan Chef. We're going to have at least once a month. We're going to have an event like this, and actually next week I have another excellent person who is he's actually an ultra runner, and he is actually helping people over 50 achieving their bucket list. And you know, many people say, oh, you know, I cannot go there anymore because I'm too old. I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So he's taking them by the hand and telling them, okay, give me your bucket list and we will work with this. And then he's showing them how to do light movements for the first 6 weeks, and then he's going the next movement, and by the end of a certain time they're fit to do their bucket list.
That's awesome.
And he's talking next week, and he's going to be awesome, just like you.
Yeah, so, that's incredible. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah. So
good lineup.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stefanie.
Thank you.
And we'll stay in touch.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night.
Okay. Have a good night. And thank you for my audience. Thank you for everyone who came tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of it. And this is my wish to you, that you get as much out of this challenge, so you can go home and say, you know what, I learned something out of it. I can take this and use it in my life. And this is my wish to you, that you succeed. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Great. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
And, okay. Good night.
See you all.